Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of the Flight 96 anniversary, I guess, special month, I guess, if you want to say. You're going to be seeing brand new content every week, whether it be an album review, whether it be a Flight 96 episode, which I'm very, very glad to bring you here. And a person who has been begging me, pleading with me, and a person who is literally like, oh my God, if I don't get on your show, I'm going to die. Ladies and gentlemen, the eclectic hipster, but she doesn't want to admit it.
No.
And beautiful Chloe Herrmann is in the building, people.
Oh, thank you.
Well, first things first. I know. Don't act like you didn't want to be on the show.
Okay, I did. You
okay,
know
now,
that.
but what made you want to come on? I always ask everybody this because I think everybody has different motives when it comes to it.
What made me want to come on the show? Honestly, we've been friends for a while, and I've always, really supported you in this, and I think it's just a really cool thing that you're doing, and so to be a part of it is an honor. So when you asked me, I was like, so excited, of course. I was like, sure.
Well, you asked me first, and then I was like, well, there's a couple people ahead of you before it happened, so this was supposed to happen like months ago. But to be completely honest with you, like it's different now. Like, I don't know, it's different now. I feel like the channel's like expanded into different segments and stuff. So, but I'm not gonna shy away from my bread and butter. So let's get to it. I want to talk to people about your. We're gonna talk about Jasper.
Oh, Jaspy.
We're gonna talk about Jasper and what he means to even where that name stems from, and I also want to talk about who you are as a person, because you're very bubbly and very like you have a smile on your face all the time. I rarely see you pissed off, which is scary to me. It's very scary.
Really?
Yeah, like you're just it's weird. So, let's start off with Jasper.
Okay, so
tell me the story about Jasper.
Okay, so the story of Jasper. Where do I start? So I'd always wanted a dog forever, pretty much as long as I can remember. And so a few years ago, I think it was 2013. I can't believe it'll be before this year. But
was he a puppy when you got him?
Yes, we had rescued him from the shelter, and so I remember me and my friend Kenzie had gone to look at dogs because he was a birthday present from someone.
Mm-hmm.
So we had gone to look at dogs, and we had taken him out, and I was like, oh yeah, he's kind of cute. But we didn't end up getting him that day, and so all that night, and then the whole next day at school, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this dog. He's the one. So I ended up begging and begging and begging. So finally, okay, so we go and get the dog, bring him home, and it's just perfect match. So
and it's been great ever since, basically.
It has. I feel like I'm talking about a person, but it's just my.
It's your dog. It's her dog. It's her dog, ladies and gentlemen. She loves this. I feel like she loves her dog more than people.
That's actually a true statement.
Yeah,
I do love him more than a lot of people.
Literally, that's the one person I think she couldn't necessarily be without is Jasper. Jasper.
So he does mean a lot to me. So
now, where did the name Jasper come from?
Where did the name Jasper? Well, Jasper Dolphin.
Okay, so let's get in. Okay, so it came from Odd Future. Now
it did. He's Jasper Daniel, but yes.
Wait, you gave. Well, hold on. You gave your dog a full name.
I did. So he's Jasper Daniel, kind of of course, play on Jasper Dolphin, but.
So would you say that Jasper is your favorite member of Odd Future, though?
No, I probably.
So wait. So did you go through the names first? Because I want to know, literally, did you go through the names and say, listen?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna name my dog Earl.
Low key, that'd be kind of cool though. If you named your dog like Earl something,
yeah.
Tyler just sounds weird. Frank. I mean, come on, you
Frank,
can't.
yeah, Frank.
Yeah, you can go with Frank. You can go with Taco. You can go
Yeah,
with.
we were thinking of him, and I had always liked the name Jasper. And then my other, Kaya, we also went to school with her. She was like, what about like Jasper's kind of cool? And I was like, he looks like a Jasper. So I kind of.
How does a dog? How does a dog look like a Jasper?
Tell me he doesn't look like a Jasper. Tell me he doesn't.
Yeah, I could see it, but I just don't see. Okay, when people tell me like, "Oh, you look like a," and it's not my name, I'm like,
Yeah.
What does
What does one look like?
Yeah, what does one look like? Like, I remember I was told I look like a Daniel, and I was like, I don't look like a Daniel. That like, what is? I don't understand the concept of how people say like, oh, you look like the name that you don't have. Like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. I've never understood that. The thing with me is that like I've met some people with interesting names. I mean, of course, I wouldn't necessarily know like where to start. I just know
on the interesting name.
Yeah, on the interesting name.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty interesting.
I've heard names like I know somebody named from Russia named Ruslan, which is spelled Ruslan. And then like his name was like an extra like 26 letters. So I mean, he was cool. Don't worry, he was cool. Somebody named but then again, I've met like some regular people. I've never met a Bob before.
A Bob.
I've never met a Bob. That's
Bob.
the most.
That's like the most common.
No, yeah, the most common. I mean, I met a Joe before. I've met a Bill. I met a Bill before. I've met I know like a gajillion Randys. So it's just like I don't know. Like names are interesting. Like every time I hear, like when I think of your name, I think of blondes for some odd reason.
Oh, that was a jab.
No, it's not a jab. What do you mean you hate blondes?
Okay. I don't hate blondes, but I think that like every girl wants like blonde hair. Like
every girl goes through a blonde phase. They always have that one highlight in there. Like, oh my god, I'm blonde.
I know. I went through that during high school. I think one time I was like, I wonder what it'd be like to be a blonde. Went blonde, not for me.
Didn't work.
No, didn't work. So definitely.
I went through. Okay, let's talk about phases. Since as teenagers, we all go through phases. I want to talk. I mean, we can share stories if you want to. I went through a Wiz Khalifa phase where all I wore was Wiz Khalifa shirts, and I got a mohawk. I even thought about dyeing a part of my
middle school, like black and yellow.
Yes, that was when. Yeah. Because Wiz Khalifa back then was like my favorite rapper. I don't know why, but he was. But I wanted like the blonde streak in my hair. I wore like weird like combinations. Like I had like I'll show you. I had a hat with stars on it because I bought it because I went to the Under the Influence tour with Wiz, Ty Dolla $ign, I Am Sue, Rich Homie Quan, like all those other people, and I was just like, yeah, I'm cool, motherfucker. I went through
like the 8th grade like emo phase.
No. I know.
Like everyone.
I listened to the music, but I didn't go through the clothes. I didn't wear the clothes. Like I listened to it for like a good probably 6 months, and I was like, what am I doing? Like this is not me. Yeah. And then I went through the mohawk phase, which my mohawk phase lasted.
I never knew you had a mohawk.
Yeah, I went through a mohawk phase for like at least to like junior year. No, I even had one in senior year. I had one in senior year for prom, which that's a whole different story. But yeah, so I had one for prom, and then I just decided as soon as I got out of high school, I was like, I'm gonna switch this up. Like I need something like.
You do like that first year that you get out of high school.
You need to change yourself.
That, and it's just like I think it's like one of the most influential years because it's like you're out of kind of being not sheltered necessarily, but then like
you have more freedom.
Yes, and then like you get into college, and it's just like a whole nother ballgame. Like,
what was that first year for you?
The first year. So after I graduated that fall, I immediately enrolled in mortuary school. So that first year was.
For those who don't know what mortuaries. Nah, fam, you can't tell me. You can't just You can't just say mortuary school and then make a joke right after. Like, you just can't do that.
Sorry, I haven't.
She's taking over the show, people. Like, yo. Okay. Anyways, so yes. By the way, mortuary school is where you deal with dead people and how.
Oh my gosh, that makes it sound super morbid.
Well,
what's director embalmer? So that sounds.
So you know how long it takes for a dead body to like decompose and like, you know.
Do I know how long it takes?
Yes, because you deal with dead people.
Yes, I mean yes. You learn a lot of things in school, but
no way. I'm just saying.
I get it.
No, but you talked about but talk about like what mortuary school is, because I've never heard it. I've heard of it, but I've never heard of somebody that I know that goes to it.
I know. So it's basically it's a 15-month program. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Like, what is mortuary?
That is like, you went to it, so I'm asking you.
Yes. So it's where you go, obviously, to learn how to become a funeral director and an embalmer. So you just take a lot of different classes. You take psychology classes. You obviously take a lot of science classes.
What's the psychology part of it?
You take grief counseling. You take grief psychology. You take just basic kind of, I guess, building skills, and kind of how to teaches you how to more interact and kind of understand where people are, coming from when they have their different emotions, and it kind of just teaches you kind of why people react the way that they do to certain situations. That
is very, very interesting. I don't know how to word this question because it's a touchy subject. So, you went through, so you talked about the psychology and how to deal with, passing and grief. Mm-hmm. Have you used some of those tactics personally?
So, yes, I So actually, just recently, I had a pretty close friend pass away, and so you always sit here and you can console people all day, and
mm-hmm.
I know I've been to 1,000,001 funerals, but then it's different when it's kind of your funeral.
Yeah. So, word that differently, because you aren't the one that's. I'm just saying.
That does sound a little bad. Not my funeral, but when you're the one, attending it.
Yes, you have an emotional.
When you have an emotional kind of
attachment to it, yes.
Yeah. So, and then I think that during that period, I was experiencing things that I had seen, families deal with that I had worked with, and I guess I had never really lost someone. I mean, I lost my granddad, a grandparent. He was very close to me, but it's different when it's a friend and it's someone your age, mm-hmm. and it really hits home because it's
as your friends, what I'm saying? Yeah. Friends and family are completely two different things.
Exactly.
Family is always there. Sometimes friends aren't. So, I mean, that's something that I don't wish upon my worst enemy, going through the loss of a friend and a relative. Mm-hmm. But just to ask, just because I guarantee you there's some listeners that are probably either went through something like this or are going through something mm-hmm. like this. And what would be the best advice, since you went through the educational part of the psychology side of it, what would be the best way to deal with, of course it's going to be hard. All right, we all know it's going to be that.
Honestly, it's a person-to-person, case, because everyone handles things so differently. I mean, some people let it out through anger, some people are shameful, some people, they feel guilty. I think everyone kind of has their own way of how they handle situations like that. But I think that, from my experience, and even, with, Austin passing away, it kind of showed me that you have to be thankful for the time that you had, and mm-hmm. you have to realize that, we are given, a certain number of days, and that,
the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
It is. And just to, I guess, celebrate that person. Don't shut it away. Don't, try and act like it didn't happen. I think with me, at least, it helps, we're always talking about her and, bringing her up and oh, if Austin was here, this or that. So, because I think a lot of people try and just block it out and they don't really.
I don't think it's healthy.
It's not, and that's how I usually handle things, is just block them out. But I think like learning just to how to just really like feel it and just take some time to just sit there and kind of process it and actually like let yourself feel those emotions, because a lot of people, like I said, they shut it out.
Yeah.
They turn angry and I guess salty. I don't know what else.
Stunk you okay, it was serious until you said salty. Like,
there it goes.
Come on. Like, okay, but no, it's
I'm sorry, but just,
I mean, but it's interesting to see how people think of funerals as just one thing, and now you kind of were open up to this whole world where it's more than just one thing.
Exactly. And I think that's what's really kind of like not cool. I'm so bad at like terminology. But something that's like really, like nowadays you don't just have to do your everyday just like traditional funeral. Like there's so many different ways to what am I trying to say? Like celebrate that person, and so many different things that you can do other than just have your traditional like church funeral.
Mm-hmm.
So they teach us.
What? Okay, I have to ask. What made you go into mortuary school?
What question of the century here?
Are you fascinated by dead people?
Oh my God, no.
Then.
That's what everyone
But you learn literally everything about this.
About death. Well, so like I think that something I've always been very like drawn to is I consider myself a pretty like compassionate person.
That is a fact. That's facts.
I love helping people. And
facts.
So this is gonna sound, but ever since I was like 6 or 7, like around that age, like I just kind of was I like went to a funeral. I was around that age. And I don't know what made me fascinated with it, but I was just like, ever since a young age, it's like, that's what I want to do. And then, my granddad passed away, and we had this awesome funeral director, and he like impacted my life so greatly that it's like I wanted to help people how he had helped us. And so then that's kind of when I really knew that was like what I was going to do. So all through high school, like, I just knew that when I got out, like, that's what I was going to do. And, a lot of people, like, that's their first thing that they say is, like, oh, like, you love playing with dead people. No. That's kind of offensive, I guess you could, to a lot of us, because it's so much more than that, I mean, you give up holidays with your family. You give up going to your dad's birthday dinner to go and console a family. Mm-hmm. And it's a very selfless career. And you have to just be completely selfless to be able to serve those families. Mm-hmm. And so, I was going through a lot in that area of my life. And so it's kind of how, I guess I kind of stepped back for a little bit, because you do have to be so selfless and so, what's the word, like, I guess, like, emotionally available.
That's actually good. That's actually, yeah, that makes sense.
But
so it wasn't the literal part of it. It was the kind of like the charitable part of it. Like, it was you helping somebody instead of like, oh, I just want to oh, okay, they're dead. Ooh, that's interesting. It was like, oh, okay, this family is they're not okay with this, so I'm gonna go over here and help them.
And it really is, like, I think the difference it makes to have someone like a good funeral director, it's like night and day,
Yeah.
And so anything that like you can do, I think it's like the greatest reward, like giving someone a chance to say their last goodbye.
Yep.
And so something that actually, like, with like the whole, Austin passing away, we didn't get to see her. And that's something that until that moment of me not getting to say goodbye to my friend, I did not understand the importance of, like, how important it is getting to say your final goodbyes to someone. Mm-hmm. And so in that moment, like, I kind of just felt bad, I guess, for any time I had ever, like, oh man, like, I gotta go do this, or I gotta go do this, because you don't know, like, what it means until it's happening.
It's taken away from you.
Exactly.
So
That's even better. Yeah. So it's the most rewarding career, I'd say. It's the only career I know. It's so rewarding, and it really does. Like, you have to it's a calling. It's calling for sure. You have to definitely.
It's not for everybody.
It's definitely not for everybody. But I love it, and I think that, I definitely will go back. Like, 100%, not a doubt in my mind. Like, I know that's my passion. Is helping people in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, like, it is good for me to take a step back, because you do have to give so much of yourself. And so just, like, life was crazy in that time of my life. And so I just took a step back, and now I'm doing dental assistant.
Okay, now where did you make the transition to, you went through mortuary school and got your degree in that, or certificate, whatever terminology we like to use.
It's like you get your associates, and then you have to get your license, like, through the state.
Okay, well then.
Yes.
So you got everything? You got all that?
I did.
Wow.
Get all that. So that was a pretty long process, and it was not an easy process.
Oh, I bet it wasn't.
Lots of trials on the way, but walking across that stage felt pretty damn good.
Awesome.
But I think that I decided to do the dental assisting thing because I had always been, like, really interested in, like, the dental field too, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they make a lot of money.
Oh,
Facto. Facto. Where's my button? Facto.
And so I was like, I didn't even really know, like, I was going to go to hygiene school is what I was going to do. So I was actually enrolled to start taking classes at Collin I guess it was like fall. Yeah, I guess it was like last September. I was going to start taking classes at Collin, and I was just going to go straight into hygiene and become, like, a hygienist.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I don't even know exactly how the transition came about between, like, going to hygiene and, like, being a hygienist and then being an assistant. But then I found this school in Roy City. I had, like, driving past it, and I was like, careers in dental assisting. I was like, So I went and I talked to the owner, Carla. And, we were just talking, and she kind of just, like, had told me that, being a hygienist, just kind of all this stuff about it. And I was like, maybe that's not for me. And then as soon as I started talking to her, like, we just had this really great connection, and I just knew that, like, I needed to kind of remove myself from that, and then this is what was next for me. So I enrolled in that, and I quit my job at the funeral home. I moved out of my parents' house. So, like, all this is happening just, like...
Yo, she said, F this, I'm changing my life. That's exactly what she said.
And especially, like, that kind of, like, September, October, like, that was a very, like, influential time in my life, because my life literally did a 180.
Nah, that's a 360, my G. You left your parents' house, changed careers.
I was like 360, but 360 is when you come all the way back around where you were.
Okay, let's just do 180. Yo, she just schooled me on, like, on turns and shit. Like, this ain't even. Again, she's taking over the show. I don't like where this is going, people.
I'm sorry.
So, I mean, but go ahead.
No, what was I saying?
You were talking about 180s, and you schooled me about it.
So my life, like, that, it had done just like a 180, and I was like, everything was just like up in the air. And so when I, kind of like got this plan down, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, like, and like I just needed a change. And I got out of my working situation, I got out of my living situation, relationship situation, just everything in my life had just.
So you deaded everything.
No, literally, like, yeah, everything.
Wow.
But it was good, and that's why I was saying, I think it's one of, like, the most influential times in my life, because I think, more finding myself these last 6 months than I have in
years.
Years. So it was definitely good for me to kind of take a step back so I could focus on myself. Because, the whole, it's just, you have to just be selfless when you're...
But okay, well, there is, I believe in life that there's sometimes you be selfless and you help people around you, but there's also to be selfish. Yeah. Sometimes you have to think about yourself. And there's just different, people handle, because I was able to just be like, listen, F all this. This is like this is basically what you were doing. You were writing a story, scrapped it, threw it away, and then wrote a new one.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I get. Yeah.
That's basically what it was. Like, you were halfway done with it. No, you wrote the whole story, and you were like, you know what? I don't like this. Scrap, throw it away, and then wrote a whole new one. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, I like this one better.
And that's kind of exactly what I felt like. It was like a chapter. Almost like a book in my life closing, not even.
Hey, like what I say on the show all the time. Life is a book, ladies and gentlemen. And when a chapter ends and begins is when you reach a milestone in your life.
It is, and so I definitely closed a chapter of my life, and I mean, not completely, because I definitely know that, like I said, I'll be going back to that, but at least for then,
But you'll be going back as a different person, I believe.
110%, and because I'm exactly like I can't even. Yeah.
Hit right on the head, didn't I?
You did. Right.
My interview skills are tight. So let's talk about your eclectic style. We have a mutual what is the word I'm looking for? Liking? Yes. Okay. Mutual liking of vinyl. Yes. And your collection from mine is very different.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell the people what is in your collection?
Oh my gosh, let's see. I have some Beach Boys.
That was the first thing I was gonna say too.
It's because I love the Beach Boys. I think it goes back to my granddad. Something we really bonded over with the Beach Boys. So, a lot of those albums are actually are really important to me because they were my granddad's.
So they're priceless at this moment.
Yes, so they mean so much to me. And let's see, I have a Richie Valens.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Oh my gosh, I have not looked at those in a while. What else is in there?
I have a wish list. I have a wish list if you would like.
I literally am so mad that I can't even, because I have some really good ones in there.
Most of them, everybody knows that I'm the rap aficionado. So most of these, as people would know, are most. Well, I wouldn't say most of them are, because you don't know how to classify genres these days. So, but in this particular instance, most of them are rap. I mean, of course, there's Notorious B.I.G.'s Laugh After Death, which is 24 songs, double LP, which is probably 2 records in itself. Almost every Outkast album, including Stankonia. Let's see. There's a lot of them. There's Ice Cube's first solo album, which was America's Most Wanted, the Carter 3. One of them that I actually was able to cross off these. Actually, two I was actually able to cross off this list was Illmatic, which was Nas's first album, which is literally it's the crown jewel of what's supposed to be a rap album. If you listen to it, that's what that's supposed to be. And then, of course, Wu-Tang Clan's first album, which was Enter the 36 Chambers. Vinyl's so people say it's a hipster thing, but it's not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's you can listen to stuff on your phone all the time. It's instant gratification right there. But there's just something about collecting something and holding it in your hand and being able to set it on something and be able to play it. I don't know. It's like most of us weren't born in the time where, vinyl was big and it was popping and it was doing all this other stuff. But there's just something about every time I look at
vinyl in your room
and you holding it and you're this is mine. I own this. When I hold 36 Chambers in my hand, I'm yo, I have a classic in my hands. This is cool. So I'm guessing that's how you feel about it.
I do. I get maybe not that intense, but
it wasn't even that intense. It's just
You're just an intense person.
I don't really. Am I an intense person?
I think you're pretty.
Let's put it on the air. Am I an intense person? What is the opinion? No. Don't dance around the question. What is the opinion? Because I've been told that I am nice. Well, sweet is one of them.
You are a sweetheart. You are.
Energetic.
That's a good one. Optimistic. You're
That
always
one.
helping me be optimistic.
And I know this is weird about talking about me, but I feel like everybody should be able to, like, hear terms of endearment, like
about themselves.
about themselves.
Yeah.
Like, Chloe's a sweetheart too. She wouldn't smack a. Well, she probably would smack a fly.
I might smack a fly.
I mean, like, you couldn't hurt a fly.
I feel like I could definitely. I killed a fly this morning.
Yo, man, see, okay. But she didn't hit the nail on the head. You are a compassionate person. You have a lot of passion. You're very.
I think I'm definitely passionate. That's a good word.
You're a very passionate person. Like, I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing with my whole, I guess, idea of when it comes to, figuring out who you are, the first thing you should figure out is who you are, like, to yourself, basically. And what I mean by that is that when you look in the mirror, like, okay, you are this, you're this, you're this, you're this. These are the qualities that you...
Like self-image, like how you think about yourself.
Exactly. That's exactly how I think. And then whoever is close to you, they tell you, like, oh, yeah, I definitely see this.
You're this, but I don't think it really matters unless that's how you feel about yourself.
Exactly. I think
like
both of us, I've never been called a bitch before. That's a fact. But we've both, swear to, I've never been called a bitch before. I've been called an asshole. I've been called a dick before. Douchebag.
I think I may have been called a bitch a couple times.
I mean, every girl's been called a bitch at least once in their life.
At least once in their life. Yeah.
Like, there's no way that you just be
I don't like that word.
You don't like the word bitch?
No.
Why don't you like the word? Okay, no. Let's settle this. Okay, this brought up a very good. Subject. Girls talk about these words that they don't like, but is used in the language literally every day. Why do y'all hate the word pussy?
Oh, I don't even.
Does it sound like too aggressive?
I don't even have anything to retell. I don't even know how to answer that. I think it's just kind of like, ooh, like it just kind of gets that like.
Yeah, like it's just a jitter. Like, I mean, because I've been told that it's aggressive.
That's gonna be an. Yeah.
I've been told it's aggressive. Like, it sounds aggressive. Like when you like you would relate to it in the same words as like slut or something. Because slut's that's an aggressive word. Yeah. Like when people like like when I see like I remember one time like I usually don't like.
That's a jab.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. It's like you're a slut, you're a whore. Like that's aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, but okay. Like when somebody tells me like you're a dick, I'm gonna be like that's aggressive. Like that's aggressive. That's
a little bit more aggressive.
No, that means the same thing for. That means the same thing for dudes. That's a male equivalent.
Well.
That's the male equivalent.
Yeah, I've called a lot of guys dicks before. So.
You're a girl. You're supposed to.
I think I call you a dick sometimes too.
I don't know. I don't think you ever called me a dick before.
Yeah.
You just be like, fuck you. I'm like, alright, fine. Whatever. Which, that's also aggressive too.
Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty aggressive.
I mean, the thing is with
I think fuck off's a little bit more
that's
aggressive,
that's a little bit more aggressive.
I would rather someone say fuck you than like fuck off. Because like fuck off to me, I'm like, oh,
what? Yeah.
Like, excuse me?
Like, okay, what do you okay, because there's levels to insults.
Are we really talking about
yes,
all the cuss words right
yes,
now?
we are. Let's talk.
My mom's not listening.
That's fine. The word it's gonna be amazing. It's what we live for here on Flight 90 on the Flight 96 network. You know what I'm saying? I think the worst thing I have came up with this. Now, listeners, if you don't like cuss words, you can click off right now, or you can skip ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. But
I'm gonna cover my ears over my lips.
No, this is
the ears over here.
This is shut up. I think the most like terrible thing that you can say to somebody especially a girl.
The C word.
Yes, but you also put insignificant in front of that.
An insignificant C word.
Yes. That's powerful.
That is a very powerful thing. And me and my roommate Michael, we always joke because she does not like that word.
She doesn't like the wait. She doesn't like the word cunt.
Oh, no.
What?
I don't even like saying that word. That's
okay, hold on. What makes it so bad?
I don't know. A lot of girls just hate that word.
Like Louis C.K. said, it just rolls off the tongue. It's like chocolatey and round on the outside.
Oh, so it's one thing to call a girl.
I would never call a girl a cunt.
When you call a girl the C word, that's a whole whoa.
I feel like girls have more insults than dudes.
Yeah.
Because there's bitch, slut, whore. We just have dick, douchebag, prick. I guess you can asswipe. You can throw bitch in there.
I called a couple guys.
It's like bitch. But I just feel like girls, y'all are rude to each other.
Oh, girls are so evil.
What is the problem? What makes girls?
Insecurity.
Is that what it stems from?
Speaks the loudest, and can I just
talk about it?
No, not really. Where do I even begin? I just think that girls are just so mean and just so nasty towards each other because they're insecure, and so they're projecting what they feel about themselves onto you. So if a girl's mean to you,
yeah,
all right, I'm sorry you feel that way about yourself, but I think that's where
if a girl is making fun of you because of
constantly just sits here and all she has to do is talk bad about you and put you down and just the list goes on and on, they're insecure because they are just projecting, like I said, what they're feeling about themselves.
The thing with it's just I don't understand. Dudes can be. We can be some savages. Let's just be honest.
You can, but girls are savages on a whole.
No, the shit that I've heard that girls do to each other.
Oh yeah.
Makes me literally want to pull whatever's left of my hair out. Literally, she didn't invite to my birthday party, so we're not talking for 5 months. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. She liked my boyfriend's tweet, so we're not I swear. I want to
crazy.
Listen. Pettiness is at an all-time high.
It is.
I want you to stop pettiness 2017.
Stop pettiness.
Seriously.
I love that.
Stop pettiness 2017, please.
Nowadays girls are just they're evil.
What happened to this woman empowerment shit that y'all are usually on? Mother Nature, all that. What happened to all that? Oprah needs to get all y'all together and just
Oprah needs to come back. She needs to.
Her network is losing millions and millions.
OWN or something?
Yes, Oprah Winfrey Network. Talk about it. Exactly, it's OWN. Speaking of influential people, who are some of your influences in life? Since we just brought up Oprah and she gave out Kias on live television.
She gave out Kias.
It's on live television.
She gave me a new Kia.
Don't you already have a Kia?
I do.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Who is an influential person in my life?
Whether it be famous, whether it be somebody whether, just somebody who is oh my god, you are my spirit animal. I fucking hate when girls say that shit too.
Yeah. You're my spirit animal, Hunter.
You said that to me yesterday. I wanted to hang up the phone.
I actually didn't.
You did? No, you said it to me 3 days ago? 2 days ago?
What were we talking about?
You said something and you said, oh my god, Hunter, you're my spirit animal. I'm if you were inside this phone, literally, I'd chuck you at the wall.
Oh, that is rude.
You're
a savage.
You
always call me savage.
Listen. I've said some terrible things to people. Let's just be honest. You don't even act like you haven't either, because
I did not. I was not.
I've said some terrible things to people.
I have said, but I think it's.
I've told people to go play in traffic.
That's mean.
I've never went low. I think one time this one chick was really pissing me off. I was like, that's why. I said no. I don't even want to. Do I want to say this? No. Okay. I'll tell you off the show when we go off. But Influential people. We went on a bad. We got sidetracked.
Honestly, there is a lot of influential people that I think I can't. I mean, of course, everyone can say their mom.
Oh, of course.
Grandma, and I mean all of those are true.
People that gave them life.
Yeah, but I really I think my granddad was very influential in my life.
Talk about him. Talk about it.
He was very close to me. He was kind of like, I guess, a father figure, I guess I could say, in my life. And,
Grandfather. I mean, it says it in the name.
Yeah, it's true. So I think that he was very influential. Just everything that he had dealt with in his life, and still he was just always just so...
Was he a free-spirited person?
I would say he was. I would definitely say he was. He was a very just good man, and
he probably had like the best advice, probably.
He did, and so actually, and then he got very sick at the end, and so I think that was very hard on me, because he did mean so much, and to have someone kind of like not be able to take care of you anymore when he just meant so much to you, and they took such good care of you, and then to kind of like have to switch roles, and then kind of take care of them. I think that's really hard, and that taught me a lot in life. And so he's definitely, I mean, I could go on and on about him, but he means a lot to me. And so he's the reason why I do what I did with the funeral directing, So he's definitely, I would say that's pretty influential.
That's very influential.
Yeah. So, and then, I mean, of course, like along the way, there's been a lot of influential people. I think also just... I did have someone very close to me for a really long time, and they influenced my life in more than one way. They influenced it in good ways and bad ways, but I'd say overall they were a very influential part of my life. And
in terms of what?
In terms of what? Just in all aspects of life. I think that they really taught me about myself. I think that I learned a lot from it. And so I think that, of course, there's just, I don't even know what I'm trying to say at this point. There's a lot of influential people, but I think that those couple people have been very influential in my life. Just with kind of just like life, just in all aspects, just teaching you just so many different lessons, because I think when you have someone that has been, super close to you, that they really do influence you the most. When that's the closest person that you have, I think that they have the greatest influence on your life. So I think that's why it's always important to keep good people around, because whether you realize it or not, like, they are all impacting your life.
In some sort of way.
Whether it's they always encourage you to go get drunk, or whether they encourage you to do this or that.
What was that the first one that you said?
No, I'm not saying that, like, keep those friends around. I'm just saying that, like, you said in, like, little ways. Like,
of course.
Little ways, like, whether they're doing this
but
and
that one was just like...
I guess I have a lot of friends trying to influence, I don't know, but... So I think that whether it's big or little, I think every single person in your life influences you in one way or another, because they're either going to be there, to your party friends, which are not real friends, by the way, and then
I disagree.
Well,
I disagree.
Party, I mean, all you ever do with them is like those are the friends that you.
Okay. I was fixing to say.
There's more.
I don't have party friends
than just that.
I don't have because, like, I'm a very, and you know this, I'm a very loyal person. Yeah. I'm a very loyal person. So if you're friends with me, you're stuck. Like, I'm here. Like, I'm shut the door, lock it. I'm here. Mm-hmm. So when
I think loyalty is so important.
It is very.
Can we just talk about loyalty?
Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just kidding. Be loyal, people. Be loyal.
But I have friends that I've met through going to parties and stuff who I've became actual, like, really cool with.
Yes. But, like, when I said the whole, like, party friends, I think I just meant the whole friends that don't influence you in good ways. They influence you just to...
It's like, yo, take another shot, bruh. Like, yeah, man. You fucked up, bro.
But kind of just like that, how they're just influencing you kind of like in negative ways, not necessarily like uplifting, like bringing you to be a better person. And so I think that it's important to get rid of.
There you go. Dead weight. It's basically dead weight. Exactly. It's basically dead weight. Okay. Last thing we're gonna talk about because, last thing we're gonna talk about is, of course, which is a very pivotal segment, I guess. There's two pivotal segments that we didn't get to, and I think we'll have time to get to both. But we're gonna start with hashtag music talk. But there was a point that you were saying about influential people. Music is very influential to me. All the time.
I was about to say, I think that must be one of your most influential.
It's probably the most influential thing. Yeah. Because literally, my top 5 favorite rappers, I wouldn't say now because of all time is really, it's 2 different lists, I guess. Mm-hmm. But my current, top 5 hasn't changed since middle school. So that's kind of a big deal.
I can't even tell you who my favorite band is still.
Exactly. So
no, I can't.
So, number 1, Joey Badass, of course, because he's my favorite rapper of all time. Because I just don't know, his music came in at a perfect time in my life where I was trying to figure out who the hell I was, mm-hmm. and it just helped me become into the person that I am today. Mm-hmm. Number 2, probably Dom Kennedy, and because the Yellow album, which was a mixtape that he released for free, mm-hmm. taught me how to get girls.
Taught you how to get girls?
I swear to God. Literally, the entire mix, like, if you literally listen to every word he says on all 13 of those tracks, literally, it's game. Like, it's just advice throughout the whole thing.
Right,
like,
so this advice to the male listeners?
Yes. Okay, first thing, yes. If you are having trouble, like, either talking to girls, getting girls' numbers, and anything else in between that, mm-hmm. go listen to the Yellow album, because I guarantee you, the one thing that I learned is that when you go around girls, and you can speak up on this if you agree or disagree, girls don't like a dude who is extra. They like a dude who's kind of sort of subtle and kind of is like just kind of lays back just a little bit and kind of just kicks it and just bees himself. Like, he doesn't go, fit like 110% all out just to, just to impress somebody. He doesn't like, if he like, it's just.
When guys go all out on the first date anyways, and they that just means that it's just downhill from there. Because if you start from the top, where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
So, never trust the guy that goes all out on the first date.
Girl listeners, which I do have some, there's a good piece of advice. I mean, that's my thing. When I was in middle school, I always would thought, like, you gotta catch the girl's eye, you gotta catch her attention. But then again, the best way to catch her attention is to show no attention. Listen.
Expand on what you mean.
Because I think if you just approach a girl normal, mm-hmm. just, hey, how you, like, if you're scared to walk up to a girl, it's all about timing. Like, if you don't feel comfortable, like, and she's like, okay,
catch her in the corner. It's all about timing.
Not even catch her in the no, don't catch her in the corner. Catch her when you feel like it's the time to move. Yeah. Whether she's with her friends, whether she's First of all, if you try to talk to a girl that's already talking to a dude, it's not gonna work. Guaranteed. Yeah.
Not gonna work.
Yeah, it's just not gonna work. If you go up and talk to a girl where, she's with her friends but she's not talking to them, her attention span has widened a little bit. So when she sees you coming, she'll be like, "Oh, okay." And then as soon as we can have this discussion now. I think a girl knows if she's interested in a guy literally in the first 5 seconds that she sees him and talks to him.
I could, yeah. I mean, because, yeah, that is true, because it's all about that first, like, because if a guy comes up and he's just, like, this total, like, obnoxious, like, extra. Like
Yes.
you said. It's just an immediate, just like,
Ew.
Like,
It's gross.
Ew,
Ew.
I hate when you do that stuff.
So no, it's just it's okay. I'm gonna tell you this because I'm gonna speak for every dude out here.
Okay.
It's hard for dudes to pick.
Go up to
Yes, it is. It's very,
and it's funny,
very hard.
It's
so easy. So. Exactly. And the thing is, but then when a girl goes up to a dude, she looks extra thirsty. But if a dude goes up to a girl, he also looks extra thirsty. So it's a lose situation. It's terrible. Okay, so listen, dudes, if you're afraid to go up to that one chick that you had your eye on for either 30 minutes or 3 years, whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying? Just go. The worst thing that could happen
is rejection.
Yes, exactly. The worst thing she could do is just say, "I'm not interested." But if she says, "But thank you," then that's like ending it on a light note. If she just says, "Ew," your whole
That's just being that's a B word.
Yes.
We talked about
yes. Don't. It's hard, okay? And girls have to understand that it's hard. It's hard for dudes to.
That's why it is so nice when like a man will come up to you and introduce themselves. Like y'all have been like making eyes or something, and then
it's all about eye contact. First things first. It's all about eye contact.
All about the eye contact.
It's all about eye contact
so
because.
You notice that like you're like kind of making eyes with each other. You kind of see each other across.
If she throws you a smile, it's go. It's a go. Like go in. Like go in. If she looks at you, eye contact and smiles. Go talk to her. Like go talk to her. Guarantee you. The worst. And the thing is that it's not all about smashing on the first night. It's not all about making out.
On the first night, it's a no.
There's instances for that. Okay, there's instances for that. If you're at like a club and you're just like and you're drunk and you're just like, you know what? You're just looking for somebody and then it's just boom boom.
I guess I'm speaking for myself, but you're right. Maybe some people that's how they.
Yeah, but then there's also those times where you can tell how a girl is going. You can tell how you are going to treat this girl, and this is some savage shit, sweet savage shit. Shout out to Kaylani. So you can either, when you meet a girl, you can tell either A, like, okay, I actually kind of see something serious with this girl. Like, I kind of want to, like, actually treat her nice and see where this is going. Or, man, she's just a jump off. She's just going to just be here, you know what I'm saying? So smash and dash.
Okay, yeah, so exactly. So answer this. So when you walk up to a girl, you said you'll kind of get a general idea. Well, if she goes home with you on the first night, what in your mind?
If she goes home with me the first night,
in a guy's mind,
how is she acting? You got to paint this picture for me. How is she acting the whole entire time? Has she been scarfing? No, but has she been scarfing down drinks the entire time? Is there more flirting than actual conversation happening? You got to paint this picture because you have to think.
Let me ask you a question and then I'll paint the picture.
All right, go ahead.
Just from a general standpoint, you meet a girl.
Okay, so
30 minutes ago, bar's about to close. 1:45, last call. You find a girl. You're like, oh, who am I gonna go home with? Because every guy's in college.
Okay, so if it's in like, oh, who am I gonna go home with? I'm not thinking the whole serious like I may like the girl thing is already out the window.
Okay.
It's already out the. I'm looking to bone something. Okay, that's exactly. I'm looking to smash something. So.
I still haven't made my point. Let me make my point.
Go ahead, make your point.
Okay, so let me ask you. So you sit here, this girl, she goes home with you the first night. You met her an hour ago. Tell me that in the back of your mind, the only thing you're thinking this girl's a hoe. Literally, I just met this girl.
Okay, is there intentions of having sex though?
Yes.
Then yeah, she's a hoe.
Okay, that's what our conversation.
But I'm gonna tell you. But I'm gonna tell you this. There are girls who will go home with you on the first date, have sex, but also it turn into a serious thing. It's like you know what it is? It's called, I would like to call, it's like hitting the triple play. Is exactly what it is. It's like getting fouled at the 3-point line and still sinking the free throw. It doesn't happen like you meet a girl like literally last call, all that stuff. You meet a girl, y'all go home, y'all have sex, and then in the morning, it's like, oh, I actually like you. I actually wish to like do this again. That's it.
I feel like at that point, it's just like, I guess it's just everyone's different opinion.
It happens. It happens.
It does happen.
It happens.
It's just whether.
It happens.
No.
You just like, it happens. I mean,
look at the park. You see people. It happens. Like, but
there's okay. All right. I'm gonna paint you a picture then.
Okay.
It is 2 hours to close.
Okay.
You're buzzing. You're not drunk, but you're buzzing. You got a little bit of a buzz.
All right.
You see a dude that you looked at when you first got, and you're like, oh, okay, he's cute, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, because you all know you want.
But then you forget about it and you go for the rest of the day. Then that same guy walks up to you.
Okay.
You guys start talking, flirting.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't ask for your number, but instead he tries to go home with you or take you home.
Okay.
Which should he have? Is it okay? What I'm asking is it like the first step is always getting the number?
Yeah, and I definitely think that if a guy no.
There's no okay. Is there no
immediate like that from me? If a man does that, that is an immediate like red flag. Like I'm definitely not going home with you, and I'm like, you're definitely not coming.
Okay, but what if he's a nice guy? Nice guy, just doesn't ask for the number, but but he's like, hey, do you need a ride home? Doesn't ask for the number.
Okay, well, there's this great thing called Uber. Do I need a ride home? Yeah, sure.
There's no it's Texas, and you're at like, and you're in the. Yes, exactly.
No, I think it's. Ask me a question one more time.
Okay, is it bad? Is it mandatory to always, if you're trying to impress a girl, is it always mandatory if you want results to ask for the number?
Yeah. How else are you? Yeah, like you have to get this girl's number. Like I just.
Okay, but no, and the reason I'm asking this is.
How about what's your last name before I take you home and have sex with you?
Okay.
What's even your last name?
Okay. Why? But wait, hold on. Why last name? Why last name?
It was just like a they don't know anything
because
about
I can
you.
tell you right now, I'm not gonna say the girl's name, but I have a girl whose first name and then in parentheses from Red River.
I think we all have a few.
I'm being dead serious. Shout out if you're probably listening to this and that's exactly what your name is in my phone. I'm being a straight savage. I mean, come on. So, but okay, and then I'm gonna ask every girl I've asked this scenario with. I ask every girl that's been on this show this scenario, and we're almost reaching the hour mark, and it's beautiful. I've loved every minute of this. So, okay, you're in a serious relationship.
Okay.
I'm not gonna define serious because there's different types of serious. You're in a serious relationship
now.
I don't want to get into that. We're in a serious relationship, and and it's serious because y'all live together.
Okay.
So that should tell you
serious.
that's serious. You're going out on a girls' night. Mm-hmm. You get all partied up.
Mm-hmm.
Your guy tells you to change because you look too good. What do you do?
He's cheating on you. Just kidding. How are you dressed? Give me what the outfit looks like.
Okay, you're going to... All right. I'll paint this picture even more.
Okay.
You're going to a club.
Okay.
You're going to a club downtown.
Okay.
Nighttime.
Okay.
Lots of savagery going on out there.
Oh, man.
It's a Friday.
Okay.
You just finished work. You probably work like a 10 to 11 hour shift. Okay. You're looking for a release. You've been looking forward to this all week. You want to get dolled up with you're not going to meet... Okay, all of your friends are single except for one. Because the one that's not single is the one that's responsible. Because there's always one that's going to rope you back.
There's always someone in a relationship.
Yeah, the one that's... There's always either... okay, you're in a relationship and somebody else is. Mm-hmm. So there's always one to rope somebody back in. It's like 4 of you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go really in detail with this. Okay. There's 4 of you. 2 are single, 2 are in relationships. Okay. It's downtown, Friday. Nightclub. Lots of Ed Hardy shirts around. But there's some nicely dressed dudes there. Okay. You're dolled up. I'm not talking dress. Yes, okay. You're serious. You're in a serious relationship. Okay. You are. I'm talking like no dress, but you're looking.
Are the titties out?
If you want to flaunt them, you can flaunt them.
Well, you gotta tell me the outfit, because if he tells me to change, why is he telling me to change?
Okay, well then that's the thing. But that's the part of the thing. Like, okay, say if you have your titties out.
Okay. Well, I think that's no, like out. Like, are we showing like?
Okay, if you're out, then you're asking for attention.
That I think yes, that's a big one. So I think that it also are you all secure in relationships? Do you trust that? I think it's also
okay. And the thing is that does this and then the follow up question is does this spark an argument with you don't trust me?
I think that would definitely spark an argument.
Okay, so what will you do if you come out kabam like you look?
I think it's also different if your man's with you. And then if he's not with you,
you're not going with him. It's girls' night. It's girls' night. Y'all are going out for drinks. Y'all just want to have fun.
Then I'm not gonna dress like a hoe. Like, you're going with.
You want to look good.
You want to look good.
So you're gonna balance it out.
You want to look good.
You're gonna balance it out.
Like a hoe.
You're gonna balance it out.
Exactly. And
okay.
If my significant other, if I was very serious and he told me like, hey, like I'm not really comfortable with you wearing this, then I would, okay. I'm sorry. I probably wouldn't say I'm sorry, but I would. You'd
be like, but you would compromise. You're not going to change your whole outfit. You're not going to put like a show on, like.
Yes, because I think relationships are all about.
Okay, let's flip the script. Dude's going out for guys' night, because that happens, people. That happens. Again, same nightclub.
Okay.
He's going out for drinks with this dude with his friends. Mm-hmm. He's looking like a stud. Mm-hmm. Would you rather, be like, would you, okay, now it's not.
I picked a stud.
No. What I'm saying is it's not the, should you change, it's, do you want him to be like him going out late, and you're like, I don't know about you going out.
It all goes back, I think, to how secure you are in a relationship and how much you trust that person.
It's all about the trust level.
If you're with the right person, and they don't cheat on you, and they don't.
Okay, well, back to. I was gonna throw that in there. He hasn't cheated on you. The relationship has been going. It's a grace period.
You should trust him. Why are you gonna spend the rest of your life with someone you can't even trust him to go out with a drink with their friends? That's not a relationship. That is a hell.
All right. Now I'm about to. All right. Now that I've asked
you opened up a whole.
No, I understand, but now I'm introducing a brand new question. So you'll be this will also be another tradition when it comes to talking to girls on the show, and it is a brand new question that also is the same thing. Now, because every girl has a different response. You're in the same serious relationship. Same serious relationship, right?
Okay.
Old friend asks to go to lunch.
Old friend asks to go to lunch.
An old friend asks your guy to go to lunch. And she is a female.
Okay.
And he says, she's friend from work. Now, I understand. But where do you draw the line? Like, okay, I don't want you. Like if he was going to a club with him, his friend, and then like some other girl that they know, but she's single too. Mm-hmm. Would you be like, okay, red flag?
Well, in my eyes, it's like, well, why aren't you bringing your girlfriend? there's another girl there, then obviously girls are welcome. So why aren't you bringing a lady along?
That makes sense.
So you're going out with a guy and another single girl. Well, why don't you bring your girlfriend along? You know, just a double date. But the other question, I think that everything is just so situational. Like,
the question, and ladies, if you haven't caught on to this, I'm trying to gauge other girls' jealousy when it comes to these questions. Like the whole, a
girl's jealousy, I think, is based off of how her boyfriend has treated her. Because if she's feeling this like jealousy, this constant like, you know, oh my gosh, like, you watched a picture, oh my gosh, you looked at another girl. I think it's because that girl is just so
insecure.
And
we come back to full circle.
And we do. And I think that when a girl that acts like that it's because, I mean, either they're just very insecure, or he's given her a reason to be so insecure, you know, because I think that a real man and a real woman, they could go both ways. Mm-hmm. I think that when you're actually in a mature relationship, that there's not going to be a question of how that person feels about you, or how that person, how they treat you. Because if someone truly loves you and, you know, wants to be with you, I just don't think that there's ever going to be like a question of like, oh my gosh, like, you just like this girl's picture on Facebook, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you're secure. He's giving you that security. Like, you know that he's not going to go anywhere because he's giving you that security. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's just all situational.
Yeah, it's just what it is. It's just what it is.
It just really is what it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 1 hour and 6 minutes. I cannot believe we went this long either. Everybody knows how we end the show. I'm gonna have Chloe go look through her phone to find a song that she wants people to listen to as I introduce mine. Now, this.
I'm looking for a song to end the show with.
Yeah, it's like what you want, like a song that either you like or you want people to go listen to, like you went to. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce mine if you don't mind. Here, this song literally is the summer jam of 2017. It is. I completely agree. Like, this song makes me think of poolside 90-degree weather, like, just having some good old fashioned fantastic fun. Like, it's so good. Ladies and gentlemen, off of the brand new DJ Khaled album Grateful, which has his brand new baby boy Assad on the cover in a pool. Actually, it was a jacuzzi, looking like a stud. It is not DJ Khaled, just him, but DJ Khaled and Calvin Harris, featuring Travis Scott and Jeremiah. Don't Quit. Now, Calvin Harris just released an album called Funk Wave Bounces Volume 1, which has everybody and it's 10 songs, but almost everybody and their mother on there. DJ Khaled has everybody and their mother on his, but his has 23 songs. So that should just gauge you of what kind of people that we're dealing with here. Calvin Harris made Slide with Frank Ocean and Migos, made Rollin' with Future and Khalid. There's a song on the Funk Wave Bounces Volume 1, which is called Cash Out, which is the odd trio of Schoolboy Q, Party Next Door, and Dram. So I urge you guys to at least play this when you have a lot of your friends around. You know what I'm saying? Drinks are flowing. You know, it's 90. You're outside. It's 90-degree weather, and you're feeling good about yourself. Listen to Don't Quit. I mean, it's DJ Khaled and Calvin Harris. And in the beginning of the song, he literally says they didn't expect this one. Nobody expected this one. So I urge you. Just play that one time. It'll make you feel good inside. Seriously. And as we pass it off to Chloe.
This whole time I've literally been looking at my Spotify trying to figure out what I'm gonna say. I listen to literally so many different things on a day-to-day basis that I can't even like. But lately, I've really been listening to Bryson Tiller's newest album.
True to Self. Go get that.
True to Self. I think that's a really good album. I love Bryson Tiller.
What's your favorite song off that one?
Probably either In Check or I'm really trying to think. I really like all of them. I like You Got It too. And then something else that I've really been listening to, like on repeat, is All I've Ever Wanted by Slushy. And it's not new, but I have been listening to that a lot. It's kind of like my summer song. So, puts me in, like, I could be in, like, the worst mood ever, and me and my best friend will just, like, be, like, driving down the road, just, like, jam the song, and it makes everything better. So, I think that's probably what I've been listening to a lot, at least this week, because, like I said, I can listen to, like, A Day to Remember 1 minute, and then, like,
Gucci the next. So, as we end this, there's been a couple of album releases that have happened today, because today's June 30th. Every music comes out, new music comes out every Friday. iTunes, actually, it's Spotify, whatever you want to say. Calvin Harris's Funky Wave Balances, which has the Slide with Frank Ocean and Migos, of course, which I had said in previously.
It's a good song.
The June 23rd was when Grateful came out, and it has 23 songs, and literally, if you are very familiar with the rap spectrum of today's era, anybody that you can really think of that has actual like hits and hasn't caught any backlash is literally on this album. From Drake to Wayne to Chance to Quavo to Migos to Quavo's part of Migos. Chance, Justin Bieber,
JV, I think will always have a
Party Next Door, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Future, Travis Scott. Travis Scott's featured on 4 songs on here. 21 Savage, T.I., Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Raekwon, Pusha T. It's literally like an all-star game of just it's amazing songs. I guarantee y'all should go listen to it. But I'll make an announcement right now. Another album that dropped on June 23rd, which I was a very big fan of. I didn't expect myself to be a fan of it just because of the sound and how it sounded. But next week will be an album review of Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory. Now, I'm not gonna tell you how I feel about the album, because of course you'll learn that next week. But that is definitely an eye opener, because literally, when you look at the cover of the album, it's a cover. It's an expanded, zoomed in picture of a goldfish. I have no idea what to think when I heard this album. I don't know if I was gonna hear. The actual song Big Fish has aquatic sounds to it, and it makes it sound really, you know what I'm saying? It's really, I love Vince Staples. Chloe here loves Vince Staples as well. So, yes. So next week, an album review will be out for Vince Staples' brand new sophomore album, featuring Kuka from Flume, which she did. Yes. Have you heard the song she did with Vince Staples called Skin?
Yes.
That's a fantastic song. Kendrick Lamar is on there. Ty Dolla $ign's on there. Juicy J is on there.
Juicy J. That's like middle school.
Yeah. So Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory will be reviewed next week. Albums to look forward to. And I can't believe I forgot about this. Jay-Z dropped an album last night. Now, I was not going to speak on this because seeing as how it's now an hour and 13 minutes now, but I thought I'd just give my 2 cents on this. I'm an Apple Music fan for life, okay? I love Apple products. Apple Music, the streaming service, has been nothing but fantastic to me. I love it. I'm a huge fan of it. It makes listening to music to me very fun. But I want to say this, and I'm not going to speak long on this. The Spotify versus Tidal versus Apple Music feud has to stop. Because there's certain songs that are on Apple Music which are on Spotify. There are certain songs which are not on Apple Music that are on Tidal, and there are certain songs that are not even on Spotify or Apple Music that are just exclusive to Tidal. I don't want to spend $25 for a streaming service per month.
Wait, what's $25?
It's Tidal.
Oh.
Tidal is, and I don't care if it comes with movies, shows. It's like Netflix and me. I don't want to pay $25 for that. It's not worth it for me. And now, personally, I don't really want to, brush up anybody's feathers. But I will say this: let the people have the music. Let the people have the music. That's all I say. That's all I say. I don't want to have to. Streaming services were designed to get people music when they wanted, and it not cost a lot of money. I don't want to have to spend $13, maybe $15 just to buy a Jay-Z album. I haven't heard Blueprint 1, 2, or 3 or Reasonable Doubt in at least 10 years, and it bothers me because I'm a hip-hop fanatic, and those are like some of the best albums ever. So all I'm saying is, people, just let us have the music. That's all I ask for. Just let us have the music, because literally I've been asking for at least the Blueprint 1, 2, and 3. You don't have to put Reasonable Doubt up there. You can just leave it up. You can leave it on iTunes and Tidal. I don't care. But Apple Music, strike some deal with Tidal. Or if you could, morph with Spotify, morph with freaking Tidal, and make this one giant streaming service where everything is there, and we all can enjoy fantastic music from past to future. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Flight 96. For Chloe Herrmann, I'm Hunter Foreman, and you know the slogan, One Love.